Hey, everybody, and welcome back to Kayla J's Gospel Hour right here on WURD 96.1 FM, 900 AM, streaming live at wordradio.com. I have a treat for you all today. You know, I love to find organizations that are just doing good things, and this next group are doing some amazing things in the kingdom of God. So please help me welcome Miss Brittany Blankenship from the organization Saved in the City. Hey, Brittany, how you doing?
Hello. Hello. I am doing well. It's such an honor again to be here on the Gospel Hour with you. And so thank you so much for inviting myself to be a part of your show on today.
Listen, we're really excited to have you. Uh, Gotta do a wellness check with you though before we even dive deep into this. We know we're still in a global pandemic, but on a scale from 1 to 10, how do you feel?
I feel today at a 10.
That's
Today I'm
great.
at a 10. My body's sore because although we're in a pandemic, I had to start back working out because it got a little quarantine weight is a real thing.
It
So
is.
I had to start getting active. And so I started getting active and I am on a 10 today. My body's probably at a 4, but I'm good. Thank you so much for asking.
Oh, you're welcome. Listen, I'm excited to hear that you are a 10 and know that you are getting up moving. That is motivation for me because I need to get up and move every morning. I look out the window and I say, "You gonna move today?" And then I turn on Netflix.
Listen, yeah, I was Netflixing and working from home and all of those things for quite a minute. And that scale said, you're going to have to move.
The scale will let you know every time, every single time. But I brought you here because I want to talk some about your organization that you have called Saved in the City. So tell us a little bit about it and how it got started.
Sure thing. Again, I am Brittany Blankenship, and I get the awesome privilege of leading as the executive director here at Saved in the City. And so, Saved in the City is a women's empowerment ministry. We are an official nonprofit organization, so we run and function as a 501c3 for all of you all who may be listening and out in the nonprofit business world. And so we started our amazing founder, Brittany Morton, started Saved in a City very organically on the campus of Alabama A&M University in
Mm.
2011. And so we are still running and still thriving and growing so much. So we're in such an amazing um, growth season. Some challenges, but it's been pretty amazing.
That's good. That's good. How did it get started there on the campus? How did Brittany go about that?
Okay, so um, Brittany had this burden and a heart and a passion, and she shares a lot about her story and about her own personal journey. And so she is an Alabama A&M alumni, very active on the campus of A&M. And so she shares her story about how she was called back to work for the campus. And so she was
Mm.
back employed with the campus full time and working there. And as she was there, she just had this burden where she would literally left the homecoming game, and she talks about this when she left one homecoming game in tears because of the state and condition of just what she was seeing in the world and with the
Mm.
women in particular in the that were represented on campus. And so she had this idea to have a small gathering, like a small Bible study gathering. And so from there, the first gathering, I believe, probably had 4 or 5 people, including Brittany Morton being a part of that gathering. And so they started to meet and come together to discuss women's issues and working and walking through the Bible to kind of create a safe place for women to be able to express themselves and to have biblical principles and guidance, biblical guidance through that. And so that's how it started, very organically. It wasn't even called Saves in the City. It was something else. It was just like, hey, come meet up with us. And it just took off from there.
Wow, that's awesome. That's really awesome. So I know that Saved in the City is in multiple cities. We have Huntsville, Alabama. You have some in Atlanta. I believe you have some in DC, if I'm correct. I might be wrong there, but how did you all get this idea of doing these meetups in multiple cities?
Okay, so with the pandemic and with a lot of the things that was taking place last year, we've seen a lot of different changes in unprecedented times. And so we took some time to actually sit down, Brittany and we sat down and we got before God to kind of figure out what's happening in the world, what's going on. And God set us up to literally have a revamping. He
Mm,
shared with us, hey, what you all have been doing and thinking, and what I've shared, and been able to share through the ministry of Saving the City over the last 9 years. Because this year we're turning 10, and so we're turning up, and
ooh,
really excited about that. And so last year at year 9, God began to, He set us down, and we sat down and prayed and talked some things out. And we've made the decision to take a different approach with our life groups. And so we were in different cities. We had 5 cities. We had Huntsville, we were in DC, we were in
okay.
Atlanta, we were in Nashville, we were also in Memphis. And so we put a break and put a pause on that because God was calling us larger and out more, in the way in which we were doing that, before he changed the strategy of that. And so we're looking to expand globally. But for right now, we're taking a different approach with our local life group gatherings. And so we were calling them life group gatherings. And yeah, so that was organically started as well. There was some of the women who were moving off to different cities. And after they would graduate from college, they were moving off to different cities. Brittany had a few friends that knew of this, of Saving the City and what God was building through her here in Huntsville, and they wanted to be a part of that. And so again, it was like, okay, let's try it. And so it started even in Atlanta with one of the ladies who was the former life group leader, would start by hosting women in her home. And then we got large in our Atlanta group, and it had to be hosted in an actual venue that we had to rent out and things of that nature. So all of these things were organically started, and we're so excited for the new build and the new structure of what God wants to do with our global life group network.
That's listen, that's amazing. I'm happy to know that you all are you're still growing and you're revamping because I think you all have something to give. Your life groups, your meetups, sometimes y'all go live with it and they're really meaningful. So it leads me to this next question. What is the biggest takeaway that you all would love these young ladies to get from being a part of Saved in the City?
Yeah. Thank you so much for that. I am a, and I may be a little biased, but I am a huge advocate for what God is doing here. Just a little bit about my story and my journey with Saving the City. For me to, I got connected to Huntsville's life group back in 2014. So back in 2014, I was just at, oh my gosh, I was in such a crazy space. Um,
Mm,
Recently graduated from college, trying to discover myself, discover my purpose, trying to run away from all of the crazy, ignorant stuff that I'd done in college and find my way back to God and understanding even myself. And so I come across this ministry or this organization. from serving. So
Mhm.
we do community outreach, and that's my thing. And so if you want me to be a part of something, say, hey, we're doing some community outreach. So that's my thing. That's what I do. And that's how I found out about Saved in the City and got connected. And so since then, the environment of love, support, understanding, um, that I got, and even being able to understand God and understand myself as I understood God, and just to know that, hey, you're not alone. We all have been through and are going through, or even are about to go through, some very challenging and hard,
Yeah.
um, and uncertain seasons. And you're not alone, and we can go through this together in a healthy way, because sometimes we have people that want to go through some stuff with us, but are we going to do it healthy? Is it going to benefit our lives? It's going to not only benefit our lives, but the lives of those who are around us. And so I got connected, got plugged in, started serving. And from then, if you would have told me in 2014, hey, in 2021, you're actually going to be the executive director for Saving the City and be leading this, I would have told you were crazy. But that is shared, all of that to say that that is literally our purpose and our passion and our desire, is that women will come and know, from all walks of life, from all nationalities, which is why we're on this global thing, from
Hmm.
all nationalities and different backgrounds, so that they can know that you belong here, you are accepted, you are seen. Not only are you seen, but you belong, like you
Hmm.
belong in this space, you belong in this world, you belong in your sphere. And so we love God, we love God's people, and we love to have fun. That is one thing. Like, one thing about us, we gonna cut up.
Come
Now,
on here.
we give disclaimers to our newbie. So we give this disclaimer, like, hey, we may be shouting and worshiping, and we actually may be praying, because we pray and we prophesy and we cast
Yeah.
out demons, but we actually may have a little turn up session. So it just may be you get a lot of different things, but we wanted the average woman, the woman who is like who's like us, and trying to find our place and figure this stuff out in this world, and live a decent life, for the glory of God, and how we can do that and be fly, have fun while doing that. And so that's what we want in our experiences, and that's what we take in mind. The unbeliever, even, like, hey, let's put the unbeliever in mind when we're planning out what we're going to do and how we can reach them.
That's amazing. So let's talk a little bit about what you all do. I know there are lives that happen. I know there are prayer calls that happen. So tell us a little bit about each entity that folks can join in with you on.
Sure. So one of the things, a couple of the things that we do right now is we are on all social media platforms, and so we now encourage since we haven't been able to meet due to the pandemic and stuff. Last year, we did not get to host our annual retreats, so we have retreats. We call them Serenity Retreats, and we take them around this time, like early spring. We take them around spring, and it's a smaller scale, intimate gathering where we go away and we go to the mountains sometimes we go to the beach, and it's a beautiful retreat for us to get away, let our hair down, relax, and to be poured into. And
Yeah.
so that's one of the things that we do. We're looking forward to relaunching that in 2022. We also have a conference. We do an annual conference every year, except last year due to COVID-19. So we do a conference. We also do have our Monday morning prayer calls. So we meet every Monday morning for, I like to call them our morning huddles, our fresh start of the week huddles. And so we come together and we huddle and we encourage and empower the women to live their best lives in that week. And so another thing that we do is we are very active on social media. Since we haven't been able to touch and to love on people, we have been doing that virtually. And so we host different challenges. We just finished in January our 21-day deeper fast, and that is a banger for us. And so the women who are connected, and even men, like we have brothers that be on the calls, we have brothers that are in the comments like, oh my gosh, this was so good. And so even for the brothers, they join us for our deeper fast, and that's a very encouraging time for to start your year off. And so we go live here and there. We do different challenges throughout the year as we're led. But those are a couple of things that we do.
That's a lot of things. That's great. I know when 2022 hit, when they put their stuff out about the conference, y'all, you make sure you continue to follow me because I'm going to share. I'm going
Yes.
to share about that. I know that you said you all are revamping at the moment. You are still in multiple cities, but you're taking a break from all of that at the moment to just redirect. When all of it is settled and done, how can we get y'all here in Philly?
Great question. We are still vamping to see what that will look like for us to expand on a larger level. So stay tuned for that. We can definitely connect. And once you guys hear the information about our global life group network, then definitely plug in that way. We really encourage for any viewers or listeners and for our followers to make sure that they are plugged into our social media accounts and that they are signed up for our mailing list, because that's where the information is going to go out about when we're opening up to actually have gatherings and hosting groups in different cities.
That sounds amazing. I know I'll be looking out. I hope each and every one of you will go and sign up and let them know how can they connect with you all. Where do they need to go to sign up to get the newsletter? How can they follow you all on social media?
Yes, so you can visit our website, which is www.savedinthecityonline.org. Again, savedinthecityonline.org, and join our mailing list there. Make sure you check out all of the things that we have going on. Shop with us because we have merch, all of those things. Be sure to grab your Save in the City mask, all of
Ooh,
those things. So check out our website, join our mailing list there. We're also on social media. We're on Instagram _Saved in the City. We're also on Facebook, Saved in the City, and we're on Twitter as well. Same handle, Saved in the City.
well, Brittany, I certainly want to thank you for joining me today on Kayla J's Gospel Hour to talk a little bit about Saved in the City. I hope this isn't your last time joining us because as you all continue to revamp and have things, I want to be able to promote you all right here on the station.
Thank you so much. This was so fun.
You all, this was fun. This was so much fun. All right, folks. Again, that was Brittany from Saved in the City. Make sure you all go follow them on all social media platforms. Be sure to register for their newsletter so you can stay informed with all that they are doing. I'm Kayla J. This is my Gospel Hour, and it is time to get back to the music right here on WURD.